harmonic. It's very catchy. It's not so heavy that like you can't get into it, but it's not so melodic that it's going to lose the metal crowd. It's this beautiful middle ground. And I thought the songs that Tom and Steve had written were they were perfect. I was like, this brings me back to 2005. And like after the show, they were like, hey, we need a bass player. I walked right up and I said, I have a bass, I have an amp, I have a car, and I have a job. When do I start?
Exactly.
And met them at my first practice with them the next day, where I jumped off a roof when I met them. I think that is when Tom knew, like, I found my guy.
No, I think that's a cool story to to tell, and to be honest with you, since you kind of told your story, we're gonna go a little bit extra long on this podcast. I'm gonna tell my story about how things with Devil Inside happen. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a psychic or anything like that, but we had played a few shows with you guys when I was in Years of Vengeance, and there was this one particular show, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Summer Slam. So this was like summer of 2018. And
I know the show you're talking about.
Exactly. And I had this feeling, and I walked up to my wife, and and Tasha will tell you, I walked up to her and I said, I don't know why, but I got a feeling one day I'm going to be in this band. And I kind of said that. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, Years of Vengeance breaks up, and things kind of went south, unfortunately, due to some reasons and some people's issues and stuff like that. Things out of my control that I couldn't control, and I kind of put that out there. And my wife equates this to the equivalent of when you say when a girl says she's single, and then everyone slides into your DMs, and it's just like, oh, I'm so sorry you lost your significant other, but anyways, would you like to hang out sometime? It was kind of like,
I know for a fact that Ray Ludi, as soon as he saw you slid into your DM so hard.
Well, he was actually, be honest with you, he was actually really cool. He just talked to me. He wasn't like, if anything, he was the nice guy in the situation who was just like, just talking to me and whatever the case. It was Tom who slid into my DMs. It was like, hey man, so sorry that happened, but hey, was wondering, he kind of like,
that's 100% Tom Roboto.
Exactly. And he kind of like was like, hey man, we're changing singers. We need somebody. Was wondering if you were interested. And I think literally the following week I was in Connecticut with you guys, practicing. And that's when we first, I would say officially met. Even though we had met and shook hands and met at shows and stuff like that. I think that was the first time me and you finally were like, kind of like really positive. And then, we talked for a little while, and I kind of got to know who you were as a person, Josh. And I think that also made me, unfortunately, things went on, and unfortunately, Tom moved to Arizona, and Steve has a budding career as an officer right now. And I'm so happy for those guys. And I'm not gonna lie, I miss those days, man. It was fun. There was a little bit of tension because when you play 60,000 shows in 1 month, it kind of gets out of hand. But there was still good times. There were still great opportunities. My first show with you guys was the Phil and Sambo show with the Illegals, which, oh my God, talk about a show. I just remember getting on that stage.
Welcome to Devil Inside show is, hey, glad you're in the band now. We're going to go up to Providence to open up for Phil Anselmo, the voice of Pantera in Down and Superjoint Ritual.
Exactly.
Phil Anselmo in the Illegals. And you have to sing for us. No biggie, right?
Exactly. Intimidation right off the bat, but I think I handled myself pretty well. I wouldn't say it was the most perfect performance I've ever done, but it was an awesome feeling. But it was awesome because you guys made it awesome. You guys were very confident in my ability. You guys, gave me the reins and were completely confident in my ability. So it's just like, it's more a tribute to you guys and your positivity, that you guys were just like, bro, just go out there and do what you got to do, man. Everybody in the band from the moment go were so welcoming, so inviting and everything. I just remember the first time I met you guys, I had never seen that many guns in my life.
Yeah. Yep. That was the thing with Devil Inside practice.
I never had seen that many guns in my life. And if anybody who gets that, you get it. If you don't get it, don't worry about it. But it was hilarious. I was just like, oh, so that's what we're doing.
Sometimes Devil Inside practices felt like a rap video took in 1997.
True that, man. But anyways, Josh, I just want to say thank you, man, for coming on my show. I'm gonna have you on my show. I'm letting everybody know Josh is gonna be back on my show. There's a little special episode me and Josh are I'm planning right now, but Josh is going to be a part of it. So I just want to say thank you to Josh being on my show. I appreciate it, man. And I should be seeing you soon, brother. Should be seeing you soon, man. Right?
Yep.
All right, brother.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for letting me perform your wedding.
Thank you,
anybody doesn't know that.
Exactly.
I married Blue and Tasha.
Josh was my officiate. That's how much I love Josh. Josh is so positive that he officiated my wedding. And the funny thing was, me and my wife looked at each other when we figured out we could have somebody marry us, and we both said you at the same time. It wasn't even like a second thought. We were just like, Josh. But thank you, Josh, man.
The good old-fashioned preacher, man.
Exactly, man. Thank you, Josh, man. I love you, brother, and I'll see you soon. All right, man?
Thank you so much for having me, Blue. I love you, too.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to today's show. If you'd like to talk to me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Blue Presents a Podcast. Also on Twitter at Podcast of Blue. Thank you guys. Have a great day.